Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a do-it-yourself Dollar Tree project test. I saw this tutorial on YouTube, and when I saw it I fell in love. It looks so luxurious and it doesn't even look like it's all made from Dollar Tree products. And even the flowers are from Dollar Tree. So I wanted to go ahead and test it out and show you guys. So if you'd like to see how I made this and my thoughts on the project, go ahead and keep on watching. So the items that the tutorial asked for were these white roses. I picked up 4 bundles, and each of these bundles come with 5 stems. And you can pick any color that you like. I chose white as well for that classic look. Floral foam, this one has 4 sections. And then I also picked up this square to have in the middle as a base. You'll also need this Valentine's Day cookie container. It's plastic. It doesn't matter what design you get, you're not going to be able to see it, and you won't need the lid either. The next item that you'll need is this white satin ribbon, something to write with, some glue sticks, wire cutters, scissors, a glue gun, and I also printed out these labels off of Google. I printed them on photo paper. I also got different ones in case I messed up. And the last item that you'll need is this black matte poster board. So the first thing that you're going to do is grab your container and remove the lid. You won't need the lid for this project, just the container. And you'll need your poster board. Then what you're going to do is grab your pen or marker, and what you're going to do is draw 2 little lines on the top and the bottom of your container. Now what this is going to do is going to help you whenever you trace out your container. The tutorial didn't specify to do this, but I was having a hard time tracing the container. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your pen and trace out the bottom part of your container as you're pushing the container upwards. After you do that, you're going to do the same thing to the top part of the container, going back to those 2 indentions that you made on the container. After you've traced out your container, then you're going to go ahead and cut it out. Now the one mistake that I did was that when I was tracing my container, I traced it the exact width that I traced out. And what happened was that I cut it a little bit too short. So I would suggest just cutting it just a little bit above what you traced out. That way you have just enough. Now after you cut out your poster board, then you're going to go ahead and align it against your container. Now the one mistake that I did was that I didn't align it all the way around the container. So what I did was I glued it on the wrong side. The longer side is supposed to be on top and the shorter side is supposed to be on the bottom. Now you're going to see here that I'm gluing it onto the container, and then what I'm going to have to do is take it off because I messed up. So I just suggest for you to make sure you wrap it all the way around your container to make sure that you have the right side. That way you don't make the same mistake I did. So here you're seeing me glue the poster board again and wrapping it around to make sure that I have it correctly. I just suggest that you wrap it around before you glue it to make sure that you don't make the same mistake I did. After you do that, you're going to glue the poster board to the container about every 4 inches or so, and pressing firmly on the glue to make sure that it is pressed on correctly, and you're going to do this until you wrap it all the way. After you've glued your container, go ahead and cut off the excess amount of the poster board. You're also going to cut any excess that you have on the bottom of your container. Like I said earlier, I do suggest that you cut a little bit more than what you traced out originally. You can see here that I do have some of the container showing on the bottom, which I didn't like. Although you do cover it with the ribbon, you can still kind of see it coming through the ribbon. So like I said, just cut out a little bit extra, that way you don't have the same problem that I have. Once you do that, then you're going to get your ribbon and glue it to the bottom of your container, wrapping it all the way around. So what I started doing was gluing the ribbon around every 4 inches to the bottom of the container and pressing down on the glue. I would not suggest doing this because the glue does come through the ribbon. You can see here that it doesn't look very nice, it doesn't look seamless. So what I ended up doing at the very end was taking off the ribbon and doing it again. And what I did was just glue the back of the container with 1 dot and then pulling the ribbon tightly and gluing it again to the very back. I would suggest doing that technique instead of this one, that way you have a more seamless look. Now you can see me here looking at the ribbon and not really liking how it came out. Like I said, I just took it off and did it all over again, and that look came out a lot better. The next thing that you're going to do is grab your floral foam. I got this square piece to put it right in the middle, and then the other pieces I just put on the side and on the top, and I tried pushing another piece on the bottom but it didn't fit. So I had to cut that in half and then cut that piece in half again, and then just put it on the sides where it needed it. The next thing that you're going to do is grab your wire cutters and start cutting the stems off of your bundles. Once you've cut all of your roses, you're going to remove the leaves from the stems. Cut all of your roses, you're going to look for your larger flowers first. That's going to help by covering the ridge of your container. And what you're going to do is kind of angle your flower onto your floral foam. That way the flower covers the rim. I had to take it out and cut a little bit extra off because it was a little bit too high. So make sure that you do that to all of your flowers to make sure that they are the right height. You can see here how the roses should look. They should be angled and covering the rim of your container. You're going to go ahead and repeat this process all the way around. Once you finish that first row of roses, go ahead and pick up your container and see if your roses are covering the rim. If they're not, go ahead and just adjust them to make sure it is covered. After you do that, you can go ahead and start your second row of roses and filling the entire top. And at this point, what you're going to be doing is just placing the leftover roses in the empty spots that you see and just moving your flowers around to make sure that you get the look that you'd like. After you've adjusted all of your roses and you like how everything is placed, then you're going to grab your sign and cut it out. What you want to do is make sure that you don't have any white showing, that way you have a seamless look. And now you're going to wipe your surface down, making sure that you don't have any dust on there and figuring out what the middle of your container is, and just align your sign in the middle, making sure it's the way you want it. After you do that, then you're going to go ahead and glue your sign to your container. Now, the one mistake that I did was I put glue too far to the edge of my sign, and when I pressed it down, the glue kind of oozed out and I didn't like it. So I had to take off the sign and do it all over again. So like I said, just make sure that you don't put the glue too far to the end of your sign. So yeah, this is how it came out. I really did like this tutorial. It was pretty easy, although I did make some mistakes along the way. Hopefully you don't make the same mistakes I did, but I did like the finished product. It looks very nice and luxurious. You really can't tell that these items came from the Dollar Tree. Even the roses are nice. So I hope you liked my do-it-yourself test. Hopefully it helped you out if you had some questions on it. But yeah, I'd suggest you try it out yourself. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Bye.